All right, so greetings. Let's look at how to import different type of files onto Rstudio, which is installed on a remote machine. All right, so I'm already sharing my screen and I'm going to go. So let's assume that I am on my desktop now and I have FastQ files. I want to run microbiome analysis with this fast. How do I get these files onto Rstudio, which is installed on a server? Or on the other side, let's assume that I have some Excel files. Let me check. So I have some files here, which are in Excel format or CSV files. And I want to also get it onto my Rstudio, which is installed on a server, so that I'll be able to. So how do I be able to do this? So that is the process I want us to look at. You must first of all make sure that you get the data onto the server through the terminals. So the first step is open your terminal and then copy the data that you want onto the server first. So let me use a server I'm connected to University of Ghana to demonstrate this. So I'm going to open my terminal. So I'll open my terminal first. Remember, your terminal is connected to your local computer. And so my terminal is opening right now. So I'm going to navigate. I'm going to say this mmt.c user, and then I'm just navigating to where the server, and then let me say cd to desktop. Oh, sorry. And then like this. So cd to Excel. And then, so if I list here, you can see there are a lot of files which are here. So I want to get one of these files onto, let's say I want ngp, this particular file. I want to get it onto the server. How do I do that? So I'm going to open another terminal again, which is connected to my server. Sorry, and then connected to my server. So is SSH. I want to connect to the server right now. So, and then that's the server address I'm typing. So I need a password to connect to the server. I type my password, you won't see that. And so I'm connected to the server now. So let me clear my screen. And then because of my picture, I always do this just to make sure that. So here in my server, if I ls, I have a lot of things which are seated over there. But the data I want to copy onto it is this. And this one is found on my desktop. It is found on my desktop inside my Excel. So if I come to my desktop here and my desktop and I look for Excel, where's Excel, which is here, you will notice there is a data they call ng something something here. Here is the data I'm talking about. I want to copy this data onto the server. So I'll go to, I am here. This is the server. So I'll go to the terminal that is connected to me. So this is the terminal. So first of all, you do pwd. So these are the process. You must first of all get the data onto the server first before you can now take it from the server onto the Rstudio, which is also installed on the server. So I have my pwd. If you've been following my tutorial, you should know this. So I will simply do this. I'm just going to copy that. And then when I come here, I am copying just a file. So it's secure copy, no -r, because I'm not copying the folder. And then I will simply just paste this absolute path. And then I have this. And then I will start with n something. I think it's lowercase n dot. Or is it n underscore? Okay, it's here. It's actually this or underscore, so you should be able to pick it. So that's the file I want to copy. Where are you copying it to? I am copying it to a remote machine. Copying it to a remote machine. That's a server. So what the address of the server? So I'm simply going to say the address of the server, that the address that was given to me, and then 3. Then you type it all over again. So that will be at but that's the address to the server. Then I will now put colon, then /, then I have home, so that when you get to the server, AMR03, and that is it. So when you go there, don't put it in any folder, just put it in the home directory. And then that is all. So it's asking me of a password. I simply put my password there. Remember, when you're typing password, nobody sees it. They say permission denied, as usual. So what I need to do is I would simply go to my local to the terminal here, and then come and do pwd. So the pwd will give me this. So I'll now copy this, and then I come back to my local terminal. So when I come after so I'll simply paste over there, and then they're asking me of a password. So I type my password. You see that it has copied 100%. So now that file called n_g_p, this is now on my local, or it's now on my computer. It's not seated on my, it's not seated on the remote server. So if I go to the remote server right now and I do ls, you see that there's a file there called this, and that file is now seated here. That's how to copy it there. Now let's assume that you also have a text file that has to, let's say, a FASTQ file that you want. So you have, and then you also want to use that FASTQ file on your, or let's say on your R. You want to use R to be able to analyze, let's say it is a microbiome data. So the same way you copy the FASTQ file using the same approach onto the remote server first, before you now copy it from the server environment to Rstudio. So I've already shown you how to copy it onto the remote server. And then when we check on the remote server, it is seated there. I've already copied the other one for the sake of time. So if I do cd equal to IVF, and then if I list this, you will see that I have another files, folder here called FASTQ files. So now that I have all the data which is now seated on the server, it's now left onto me to now go onto the Rstudio seated on the server and now get any of this data that I want onto the Rstudio for my downstream analysis or for whatever I want to use it for. So to get to my Rstudio, I'm coming here and then have to open a new terminal, and then it is server. If you don't have it, then you type simply the address that the administrator gave to you to be able to access the Rstudio. So mine, if I start typing this, I will see it is already here, Rstudio server at this particular data. This particular server address signing. So I click on that. It's taking me to that particular, because I'm already signed in, you can see that everything is seated there. So if not, it would have given me an option to type my my username and my password so that I will get to the Rstudio. This Rstudio, as you see right now, is now connected to the remote server, which is seated somewhere. You may not see it because of the logo, but it is hiding somewhere around here. So you can see the name AMR03 or 03, and then which is seated here. Now, that is that's the Rstudio. Now, how do you get the data, the text file that you have, or the data you have copied onto the server, onto this particular Rstudio? Now, if the data is a numerical data, or the ordinary 1, 2, 3, 1 point this, and this numerical data, you can simply now check the kind of file it is. If it is a CSV file, then you come here, you have import data set. If it is a base, if you are importing a CSV file, then you say import from base. If it is a text file, then you say import from this. If it's Excel file, then in that order. So that's what you use to be able to import the data. Now, so I'm going to do this, and then I'll go to my home and look for that particular file. So n_gp. You see that because I have imported it, I have copied the data onto the server. You see that it's not seated in the server where in the location that I said. In the server, I said it should be seated on my home. So you can see home here, which is over here. And then the file is seated there, ngp.this. So if I click on that file, then I say opened. Then if I check all the parameters, if I want to open with headers, then the session is trying to run out though. So I can click here, then follow all the processes in importing data into R, then you click import. So the data has been imported, which is now, it is now in R right now. So you can see it is now in my Rstudio. I can now decide to do whatever I want to do to it. Now, the second part of the information is that, what about if you want to import a CSV file, a FASTQ file? Let's say FASTQ, faster, what is it? The first thing to do is you come to your R here. So this is your Rstudio. Maybe if this was the terminal, or if this was the script where you want to do all the analysis. So I'm now importing the FASTQ files. I want to now bring the FASTQ files that I have on the server onto the Rstudio. So I will simply come down here, and then I have, I'm just going to create a variable. So that variable, I will call it, what is it? The session is trying to run out. I'm just creating a variable. So it's nothing. You can give it any name at all that you want. So I will call mine IVFF. That's the name of the variable. And so I will simply say, and then I will come, then double quote. This double quote. In between the double quote, I'm supposed to put a link there. And the link will now draw the data from the server onto Rstudio. So you now go to the server terminal, the terminal that is connected to the server, which is here, and come. So I have, if I list here, I have FASTQs, but this is the FASTQ files that I want to import onto the server. Great. So I need to, but it's a folder, so I have to change directory to that again, then do this. If I list, you see that all the FASTQ files are seated there. So what do I do next? The next thing I need to do is you do P, okay, then enter. Okay, PWD, and then, so that will give you the full path to where the FASTQ files are. So this is the full path. Highlight it, Control, Shift, and C to copy. Then now go to your Rstudio here, and then paste whatever that you copied in between this. So if I now run the link like this, so you are telling me that session, the connection, the internet, have a problem with the internet. Let me try running again and see if the internet is, if there's no internet, it won't be able to link it up. And that is that's the issue. So, but here is the process. So now we are now using this direct link to make sure that we get the data, onto our environment or onto Rstudio. And here, that is how we always get the data onto Rstudio. Go to the terminal, UPWD, or navigate to where the folder is. use P, and then come and now put it in between these codes and then run it, assign it to a variable, and the data is there for you to now continue having. So trying to still, the R session is still not active. And just maybe I should refresh it. Yeah, now it has reconnected. So we can see that this variable which is here, but it's fast queues. So you can't use the ordinary list to be able to list it. You need a particular function to be able to do that. And one of it is lists dot something. So internet problem. List dot files. So which is here. It's a function under data2. Okay. The session is so list and that this. So I'm going to FF like this and then run it. The session is still out. You should be able to list all the FASTQ files so that you know that. Yeah. So you see that it has listed all the FASTQ files which is seated on your server. Sometimes I don't want the video to be long, but because of the internet, it's not too strong, so it doesn't allow me to flow fast. So this is how to also install summary. First of all, open your terminals, copy the data from your local computer onto the server, and then from the server onto Rstudio. I've already shown you the processes as to how to be able to do the two. Thank you very much. And this is how we get. So from here, you could have now continue running your scripts as you continue to run your script with the variable you have created. This is now holding your FASTQ files, as you can see them here. And then you can now continue or whatsoever. If you want to do your cleaning, if you want to do your merging, if you want to do whatsoever, you are now good to go. So this is how we are able to do what to do with. If you love my videos, please do me a favor by subscribing to my channel, and then you learn more. Thank you. Bye-bye.